Okay, so here we have question number 2 from the practice exam. It says the graph of the function f is shown here, consisting of 3 line segments and a quarter circle. Let g be the function defined by g of x equal to the definite integral from 1 to x f of t dt. And part A is asking that we find the average rate of change of the function g from x equals -5 to x equals 5. And average rate of change, we want to recall that that is secant slope. And the average rate of change is f of x2 minus f of x1 over x2 minus x1. So if we call this x1 and we call this x2, then we would plug it in and say f of 5 minus f of -5 over 5 minus -5. So we've got that much so far. Now we go back to this definition they gave us. G of 5 is going to equal the definite integral from 1 to 5 for f of t dt. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our definite integral. We don't have a function, so we use area. We first learned definite integrals by calculating areas and using Riemann rectangles and things of that nature. So we'll calculate area here. And one of the first exercises we had was to cut the region up into shapes we can work with. So here we see we have a rectangle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the triangle is 2 on the base and 1, 2, 3, 4 on the height. So that's 1/2 of 8 is 4. So from 1 to 5 is equal to 12. G of -5 is equal to 1 to -5 f of t dt. We like to have the bounds in the order from least to greatest, so we would like to switch the order of the bounds. But when you change the order of the bounds, you end up changing the sign, so we put a negative to correct the sign. So now we want to look at this graph again, but from -5 to 1. So from -5 to 1, we see we have a triangle here, a quarter circle here, and a triangle here. Notice they are all beneath the x-axis, so they're all going to be counted as negative values. This first triangle has a base of 1, 2, 3 and a height of 1, 2, 3, 4. 1/2 of 12 is 6, so that's going to be, we have this negative out in front we have to remember. So we have -6. This is a quarter circle and it has a radius of 2. So the area of a circle with radius 2 is 4 pi. A quarter circle with radius 2 is simply pi. And because it's beneath the x-axis, it's negative. And this last triangle has a base of 1 and a height of 2. 1/2 of 2 times 1 is 1. It's under the x-axis, so it's negative. So this gives us -7 if we combine these two minus pi, but we switch the signs and it becomes 7 plus pi. And that is our g of -5. So we can plug these into the formulas here. f of negative 5 is going to be replaced with 7 plus pi. F of 5 is going to be replaced with 12. So we get that the average rate of change is 12 minus 7 plus pi over 10. 12 minus 7 gives us 5 minus pi over 10, and that is your answer.